now that we've created our first spatial subtraction here, like this, right? Now we have to go to the second one, and the second one on the list is a very small one, okay? The second one on the list is a small cut up here on the top, and you can see it right there, okay? I can pin that back into this one for you guys so that you can see how that looks. Just put that back in there. All right, and so it's something on the order of this, and it's a sliced out vertically, okay? So I'm hoping the camera saw that. So let's take a look at how we do that. So I'm going to pull this out, set it to the side. That's why we're not gluing that thing in right now. We're just leaving it loose, okay? So I'm going to look at it, and I'm going to get my dimensions. And I know you guys can read this damn thing. I can't, so I'm going to take my glasses off and look at it up close. So it looks to me, I'm going to turn this around, it looks to me like it's lined up with this corner. So I see it right there, it's lined up, right? It looks to me like it's 6 feet in this direction and 4 feet back. Okay? All right. So the very first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to take this line and bring it all the way to the top. All right? So now I can't see. I got to put those back on. So there, first step, bring that all the way to the top. Make sure that it's square. All right? You can even bring it around the corner already. Now, the next thing I'm going to do is, based on the dimensions that I see on this drawing, is I'm going to measure over 6 feet. So here it goes. Scale, 6 feet. While I'm doing this, I just want to give you guys a heads up. For some of you, this is challenging and you've never done anything like this. And for others of you, you're like, ugh, right? Don't worry. We start out slow, but as the semester moves on, we're going to be picking up steam. This is an entry-level class, and we don't want to lose anybody. We want everybody to have an equal opportunity to kind of get through this. So if you're struggling a little bit with it, don't worry. You'll get it. All right, so I'm going to bring those two around the corner. And same thing I did before. I'm going to bring those lines and like that. Now the last dimension is this way, which I believe is 4 feet. Yep. I'll measure this way, 4 feet. And there is the cutout that I need to make right there. Okay. It's 6 feet this direction and 4 feet deep, and it lines up with this edge. All right. So let's go ahead and make that cut. All right, now the other side. And there's the piece that comes out. Now, so there's my first scoop out and my second scoop out, let's call it, right? So one of the things that you guys are going to find is that now you've got to kind of put this one back in here, and you're going to have to kind of analyze this and say, okay, so what's my next step with this, right? How do I create this next thing? One of the things you'll notice is that you got to get rid of part of that roof that you made, right? It's in the way. So the easiest way to deal with that is to simply take this and push it all the way to the top. Right? Now when you do that, you can mark the part that has to be removed. Right? Make sure it's pushed way into the corner. Double check that. Now I can cut out that part right there. This piece. Right? So I'll go ahead and do that. It gets trickier and trickier to hold these pieces down. So you really got to watch your fingers here, because my finger's right down where the knife is cutting through. I got to be extremely careful.
Because all of you are remembering to be extremely careful with these knives at all times, correct?
Mm-hmm.
The more familiar you get with them, the more careful you need to be.
Be afraid. Be very afraid. And I've been doing this for a long time. I told you guys, when I went to school, there were pterodactyls chasing us from the parking lot to Building 7. All right.
And of course, that was after I started.
Not much. We're right there, buddy. We're right there. All right, so now I'm going to slip that thing back in there and kind of look at it and say, okay. So there it is. Now what do? What do I have to do to close this off so that I don't have air gaps? Okay, so the piece you have to make is the void that you see. Just so that you guys can see what that looks like, I'm going to pull this one out, and you'll notice that it looks like a little C. See it? Wait, see goes this way. It looks like a little C, right? And so the distance that you've got to cut is the distance from back in there. And you could do this mathematically. As a matter of fact, it would be in your best interest to do it mathematically. All right. So, all right, how far is it from the top of that surface to the top of that surface? I'm not positive if it's 4, but I'm going to measure it. Let's see. 1/4 inch. It is not. It is 3 feet. Okay? So if it's 3 feet, right, from that surface to that surface, how thick is the foam core in feet and inches? 9 inches, that's correct. So you take 3 feet, subtract out that distance, it comes up to 2'3". And so the distance that's left, and you could also measure it, the difference that's left is like about 2'3" or so. Yeah, about 2'3". All right. But I'm going to let you guys check yours and check your box because you might have some deviation in yours. So the next step that you've got to do is you've got to make that little C shape right there, right? And put it up on the top here. The largest component of this class is not model making technique. It's not this kind of crazy conceptual design. What I think is the most important part of this class is getting you to analyze something and think about it in a sort of critical thinking fashion, to where you ask the question, all right, well, what is it? And then you come up with a solution for how to get to it. You solve a problem. Okay? So with that said, I'm going to release you Krakens back to your desks. And I'm going to let you guys do that cutout and make that little piece up on the top there. These are here if you want to look